So what if you could solve some of the world's biggest problems? We're talking everything from hunger to war, with a single cohesive plan. Today, we're going to unpack a fascinating blueprint that claims to do just that, by building a system where peace is actually profitable. The question is this a real path forward, or is it just a utopian dream?
All right, so before we get into the wild solution, we have to understand the problem. And to do that, let's ground ourselves right here in the present. The sources for this whole idea paint a pretty stark picture of the world we're in, a world kind of teetering on the edge.
Wow. I mean, this quote right here from late 2025 just sets the tone, doesn't it? It's a perfect snapshot of the high-stakes game of chicken being played on the world stage, where one wrong move could have, absolutely devastating consequences for everyone.
And it's not just one thing, is it? It's this tangled web of crises, all feeding into each other. You've got military standoffs, economies collapsing, which then leads to chaos at home. You've got constant security threats, and then, on top of all that, our digital world is incredibly fragile. It paints a picture where the whole system feels unstable.
Okay, so that's the grim reality. But here's where things get really interesting. What if we've been trying to solve the wrong problem this whole time? This blueprint doesn't just try to manage conflict. It aims to pull it out by the roots, with a completely radical shift in thinking.
At the very heart of this is one core idea, and it's so powerful. The argument is that our biggest problem isn't a lack of stuff, not enough food, not enough money, not enough land. The real problem is a scarcity mindset. It's this deep-seated belief that there isn't enough to go around, and that's what drives all the conflict. The solution? To flip the script and embrace an abundance reality. And take world hunger. That's a perfect example. The blueprint says people starve not because we can't grow enough food. We absolutely can, but because our systems for getting that food to people are broken. It's a distribution and coordination failure. So step one is to build a new operating system for society, one where abundance is the default setting.
So how in the world do you build a new operating system for the planet? Well, you need a seriously powerful architect. And in this plan, that architect is an advanced AI called GENII.
Now, GENII isn't your everyday AI. It stands for Generative Intentional Intelligence, and you can think of it less like an app and more like the central nervous system for this whole new model of global coordination. Its one job is to look at the entire farm-to-family supply chain and find the absolute best, most efficient, and most ethical path forward for everything.
And this right here is the game changer. The AI we're used to. It's a great co-pilot, right? It gives you options, it makes suggestions, it answers what or how. But GENII is designed to be the pilot. It doesn't just suggest ideas, it implements them. It acts as the master gardener. And instead of just asking how, it asks the most important question of all: what for?
So how does it do that? It uses this secret sauce called QPA, which is basically a prescriptive filter. Okay, imagine your GPS. Instead of giving you 3 different routes to get home, imagine it could calculate the one single, mathematically perfect path. That's QPA. It sifts through all the chaos and prescribes the one best answer, with, get this, 99% accuracy.
Of course, an AI this powerful sounds a little scary, right? Well, that's where the safety protocols come in. It's governed by 3 simple, unbreakable rules. 1, do no harm. 2, do good. And 3, if you're ever not sure, you have to ask a human. I love how they call it hard-coded humility. It's designed to make sure all this progress is, well, guilt-free.
Okay, so we've got the brains of the operation. But what about the fuel? What powers this whole economic engine? Well, this is where it gets really clever, because it all starts with something you'd find in any grocery store. Yep, it's a nutritional bar. Meet the Barness Miracle Bar. Now, this isn't just a snack. This little bar is the key that starts the entire engine. It's the tangible thing you can hold in your hand that connects you, an everyday person, to this massive global ecosystem.
And here's the genius part. Every single time someone buys one of these bars, 20% of the money, 20 cents of every dollar, is automatically used to buy real productive farmland. Just think about that for a second. Your purchase is converted directly into a tangible, shared asset. You're literally turning your snack money into appreciating land equity for everyone.
And that creates what they call the flywheel. It's this perfect, self-reinforcing loop. The bar sales buy the land. The land produces more resources and value. That value supports communities and the technology. And all of that makes the whole system stronger, which allows it to scale up. Each part pushes the next.
and the whole thing just keeps spinning faster and faster.
So we have the AI brain and the economic engine. But where's this all headed? Let's zoom out and look at the end game, because believe me, ending world hunger is really just the beginning.
The rollout plan is really cool. It's laid out just like growing a tree. You start with the seed in Canada, just to prove the model works. Then you build the trunk in the UAE for global logistics. After that comes the fruit, scaling up to solve hunger. And the final phase, the orchard, a self-sustaining network of these systems all across the globe.
So what do you do with all that land you bought with the nutritional bars? You build the future. They're called engineered autonomous civilizations. Basically, brand new communities built from scratch to eliminate all the stuff that makes us sick and stressed out. Poor nutrition, money worries, pollution, all of it, just designed out of the system.
You see, once you solve those basic foundational problems, you create this incredibly stable bedrock for society. And that peace-for-profit flywheel doesn't just stop there. All that stability and capital is then aimed at humanity's next great challenge, extending our own longevity.
And this is the final vision, a permanent habitat, a world where making a good choice for yourself is automatically a good choice for the planet, where profit and planetary health aren't in conflict. They're the exact same thing. A world where guilt-free progress is just the way things are. So, after all that, we're left with a huge question. Is this an actual, achievable engine for global harmony, or is it just a beautiful, impossible dream? The blueprint is there, laid out in incredible detail. So maybe the real question isn't whether it can be built, but whether we're ready to build it.